In a world where power is everything, Ji Seung-ho has built an empire with blood and betrayal. But when the woman he's sworn to protect stands before him, her life hanging by a thread, he's forced to confront a dangerous truth. He's not just the man who rules with fear. He's the man who would burn everything to keep her. But will the love that saved him be enough to save them both? Or will it destroy everything in its path? But hey, before we dive in, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe so you won't miss out on more intense stories like this. Stick with us to the end. I promise you won't want to miss what's coming. 6 months earlier, Ada Okeke stepped out of the elevator on the top floor of the gleaming tower overlooking Milan's skyline, her heart pounding harder than the heels of her shoes against the polished floor. She was 28, curvaceous, proud, and flat out broke. Rent was overdue, her visa was a constant worry, and the job ad had screamed too good to be true. Personal assistant to Ji Seung-ho, the youngest and most ruthless head of the largest Korean syndicate operating in Europe. The pay could change her life. The danger could end it. She smoothed her fitted black dress, lifted her chin, and pushed open the glass doors. Ji Seung-ho stood with his back to her, silhouetted against floor-to-ceiling windows that framed the city like a throne. Tall, broad-shouldered, dressed in a charcoal suit that cost more than her yearly salary. When he turned, Ada's breath caught. He was beautiful in the way a blade was beautiful, sharp, cold, lethal. High cheekbones, full lips pressed into a hard line, eyes so dark they seemed to absorb light. "You're late," he said in perfect English, his Korean accent curling around the words like smoke. "Traffic," Ada replied, refusing to apologize twice. "I don't accept excuses." He circled his desk slowly, predator assessing prey. 18-hour days. You will know my schedule better than I do. You will anticipate what I need before I say it. You will see things that could get you killed. Still interested? Ada met his stare. "I can handle it." His gaze dropped, slow, deliberate, to the swell of her hips, the curve of her waist, then snapped back up as if the sight burned him. "We'll see." He hired her on the spot. The next morning, Ada arrived at 5 a.m. sharp. Seung-ho was already at his desk, sleeves rolled up, reviewing contracts stamped in red ink. Dark shadows bruised under his eyes, but his focus was razor-sharp. "Coffee," he ordered without looking up. "Black. 2 sugars. 90 degrees exactly." She returned 5 minutes later with the cup. He took one sip, paused, eyes widening a fraction. The first crack in the ice. "How did you know?" he asked quietly. "I pay attention," Ada said, then added quickly, "Sir." Something dangerous flashed across his face. Hunger. Interest. Then the mask slammed back down. Files on the desk. Organized by territory, not alphabet. The port deal with Park Min-kyu is priority. She worked in silence, feeling his stare track every movement, especially when she bent to pick up a dropped pen. Heat pooled low in her stomach, but she ignored it. This job was survival, not fantasy. By the end of the week, Ada had streamlined his entire operation. Meetings started on time. Deals closed faster. Even Kim Tae-sung, his stone-faced underboss, stopped grumbling about the new girl. One night, as Ada gathered her bag to leave, Seung-ho appeared in the doorway.
"Dinner. Now."
"I have plans. Cancel them."
She should have said no.
Should have drawn a line. Instead, she followed him to the private dining room on the penthouse floor. A feast waited, Korean barbecue, Italian wines untouched. "Why do you act like you're made of ice?" Ada asked finally, "when your eyes say something different." His jaw tightened. "You see too much. Maybe you hide too little." He stood abruptly, closing the distance until she could smell his cologne, cedar and something darker. Up close, she saw faint scars on his knuckles, tension cording his neck. "You should be afraid of me." "I'm not." "Then you're a fool." His hand lifted, hovering near her cheek without touching. "Or maybe I am, for hiring you." The air crackled. Ada's pulse thundered in her ears. For a moment, she thought he would kiss her. Instead, he stepped back.
"Leave."
Before I do something we'll both regret. The following week brought violence. Rival boss Park Min-kyu stormed the lobby with armed men, demanding territory concessions. Security footage showed Seung-ho moving like a storm, brutal, precise, merciless. Bones cracked. Blood sprayed. When it ended, he looked straight into the camera. Ada was watching from upstairs. His eyes asked one silent question. Does this change anything? Later, he returned to the office, shirt stained crimson. Ada handed him fresh clothes, without a word. You're not running, he said, wonder softening his voice. Should I? Most would. She stepped closer, close enough to feel his heat. I'm not most people. His control fractured. His hand shot to her waist, fingers digging into her curves with raw need. Then he released her like she scorched him. Get out, he whispered. Please. Days later, he assigned her a bodyguard, Kang Dong-wook, young, handsome, annoyingly charming. This is excessive, Ada protested. You're on my peril now. That makes you a target. Seung-ho's tone left no room for argument. Dong-wook stays or you quit. But when Dong-wook made Ada laugh over lunch, touching her arm lightly, Seung-ho materialized like a shadow. His grip on Dong-wook's shoulder was crushing. Touch her again, he said quietly, and you lose the hand. Protect her. But remember, she's mine. Dong-wook paled. Yes, boss. Ada's heart raced, not from fear, but from the dark thrill of his possessiveness. That night, Ada brought dinner to Seung-ho's office. He sat staring at medical files, trying to hide them too late. She saw the words, impotence, psychological trauma, failed treatments. Understanding hit her like a wave. The distance, the restraint, the way he looked at her like salvation and damnation. Seung-ho. Don't. His voice cracked. Don't pity me. I don't. She moved closer. I see you. The real you. And nothing changes that. His fists clenched on the desk. You don't understand. I can't give you. What if I decide what I want? Fear flickered in his eyes, real fear. If I touch you, I won't let go. Ever. Maybe I don't want you to. The next morning, 24 blood-red roses waited on her desk. No card. When she looked up, Seung-ho watched from his doorway, color actually rising in his pale cheeks before he vanished inside. Her phone buzzed. Unknown number. He's obsessed with you. Always has been. Dong-wook. Another message. A photo. Seung-ho at 3 a.m., surrounded by security stills. All of Ada. Walking. Laughing. Working. Any sane woman would run. Ada's pulse only raced faster. Mid-afternoon, Choi Hyun-woo arrived from Asia. Handsome. Charming. Dangerous. During the meeting, he flirted openly, brushing Ada's hand. Dinner tonight? I know the perfect place. Before Ada could answer, Seung-ho's fist slammed the table. Miss Okeke has plans. Does she? Choi smiled. Or does her boss presume too much? Seung-ho stood slowly, eyes black with fury. I don't presume anything about what's mine. Yours. Ada found her voice. I'm not property. No, Seung-ho agreed, voice deadly soft. You're infinitely more valuable. Which is why Choi leaves now, or in pieces. Choi left. Alone, Ada turned on him. You can't just protect you from men who'd use you to hurt me? He grabbed her arms, desperate. You think I don't know what you do to me? How do you haunt every second? Then why push me away? Because I'm broken. The confession tore out of him. 3 years without desire. Then you walk in, and suddenly, I want so badly it hurts. Tears stung Ada's eyes. She cupped his face. You're not broken. You're healing. Don't. But his resolve shattered when she pressed closer, her body fitting against his like destiny. Feel that, she whispered. Your heart is racing. Your hands are shaking. You're alive with me. He kissed her like a starving man, backing her against the desk, months of restraint exploding. Papers scattered. His hands mapped her curves with reverence and possession. Ada, he gasped against her mouth. If this doesn't, it will. She felt the hard proof against her thigh. It already is. He lifted her onto the desk, fitting between her thighs with a groan that sounded like salvation. Fabric tore. Buttons flew. The world narrowed to heat, need, and the impossible miracle of his body responding fully, fiercely. Hours later, tangled on the office sofa, marks of devotion blooming on her skin, Seung-ho slept peacefully for the first time in years. Ada watched him, heart swelling and cracking at once. This powerful man had trusted her with his deepest wound. What if he woke ashamed, resentful? Fear won. She dressed quietly and left before dawn. The next day, his office was empty. Phone to voicemail. Panic rising, Ada worked on autopilot until Kim Tae-sung appeared. Boss wants you. Penthouse. Now. The elevator ride felt eternal. When the doors opened, Seung-ho waited, disheveled, furious, devastated. You left, he said, voice dangerously soft. I thought you'd reject me. After I saw you so vulnerable. He advanced slowly. After you gave me back my life, you thought I'd cast you aside? Your trauma was psychological, she whispered. You needed trust. Safety. I gave you that and ran. He caught her chin, eyes blazing. You made me feel safe. And you think I'd let you go? I was scared. So was I. His thumb brushed her lip. But I've faced death. I won't be coward enough to lose you. His voice dropped. I'm in love with you, Ada. Completely. Before she could answer, his phone rang. His face turned to stone. When? He grabbed his jacket. I'm coming. What's wrong? Park Min-kyu took my sister. Wants territory. And his jaw clenched. He suggested I throw in my beautiful assistant to sweeten the deal. Ice flooded Ada's veins. He knows about us. Which means you're in danger too. Seung-ho pulled her close, forehead to hers. Go to the safe house. Now. What about Eunji? I'll get her. You're walking into a trap. I've survived worse. He kissed her hard, desperate. Promise me you'll stay safe. She promised, knowing she might break it. The warehouse by the docks stank of salt and oil. Eunji hung bound and bleeding, 30 armed men surrounding her. Sign the territory, Park Min-kyu demanded. Let her go first. Park pressed a knife to Eunji's throat. Sign or she bleeds. Seung-ho reached for the papers. Gunfire erupted. His men poured in from every entrance, a perfect counter-ambush. Chaos. Blood. Seung-ho fought like a demon, breaking necks, ending lives, until only Park remained. You think you won? Park spat blood. I sent men to your penthouse. Your pretty assistant. Seung-ho's fist crushed his throat mid-sentence. Terror propelled him home. The elevator doors opened to carnage. Guards dead. Furniture destroyed. And Ada, in the corner, guns shaking in her hands, 5 bodies at her feet. She'd killed them. Ada. He kicked the gun away, pulled her into his arms as she collapsed, sobbing. I killed them. They came for me. You survived. He carried her to the bedroom, cleaned her cuts with devastating gentleness. You're stronger than anyone knows. I was so scared. So was I. His voice cracked. When he said he sent men, I've never known fear like that. You didn't lose me. Barely. He kissed her palms, her wrists. I can't pretend anymore. That you're just my assistant. I need you to be mine, officially, permanently. Seung-ho, I'm not asking now. But know this. I will burn down anyone who tries to take you. I will destroy empires for you. The declaration should have terrified her. Instead, it felt like home. Hey, loves, we're just getting started. The possessiveness, the passion, the danger is about to explode even more. If you're hooked already, smash that like button, drop a comment telling me your favorite moment so far, and subscribe so you don't miss what happens next. Trust me, what's coming will leave you speechless. The weeks after the warehouse bloodbath passed in a haze of heightened security and raw intimacy. Ji Seung-ho refused to let Ada out of his sight. He worked from the penthouse, meetings conducted via secure video, his hand often resting possessively on her thigh, under the table. The roses kept coming, blood red, thornless, arranged in every room until the air smelled like a garden soaked in desire. He bought her everything. Dresses that hugged her curves like a lover's hands. Jewelry that caught the light and drew his gaze to her throat, her wrists, places he loved to kiss. Books she'd mentioned in passing. He even learned to cook Nigerian dishes, jollof rice, egusi soup, serving them with the same precision he used to plan assassinations. "You don't have to spoil me like this," Ada protested one night, curled in his lap on the sofa, his fingers tracing lazy patterns on her bare shoulder. "I want to," he murmured against her neck. "Let me take care of you. Let me show you what you mean to me." "And what do I mean to you?" His arms tightened. "Everything." But danger never slept. One evening, they attended their first public event together, a charity gala in downtown Milan. Whispers followed them like smoke. Rivals watched with hungry eyes. Allies judged openly. Ada wore a deep emerald gown that made her skin glow. Seung-ho couldn't stop touching her, hand at the small of her back, fingers brushing her hip, eyes promising what he'd do later. In a quiet hallway, a drunk businessman cornered her. "So you're the one who fixed him," he slurred, grabbing her arm. "How much for a night? I'm sure I can match whatever he's paying." Seung-ho appeared like a shadow come to life. He dragged the man outside by the throat, slamming him against the brick wall. Fists flew, methodical, rage-fueled. Blood splattered his white shirt. "Seung-ho, stop." Ada grabbed his arm. "You'll kill him. That's the point. Another punch. He touched you. Disrespectful to you. Please." She cupped his bloodied face. "I'm fine. I'm right here." His rage crumbled into something broken. "I can't stand it. Men looking at you. I want you. Thinking they have the right. They don't." She took his hands in hers, ignoring the blood. "Only you do. Only you." He kissed her there in the alley, desperate, claiming, uncaring who might see. Back home, he held her tighter than ever. A few days later, Kim Tae-sung delivered grim news. Someone's digging into Miss Okeke's background. Threatening calls to her family in Nigeria. Seung-ho went Arctic cold. "Who? We're tracing it. But boss, maybe it's time to make this official. Publicly claim her. Or paint a bigger target on her back. The target's already there. At least this way, everyone knows touching her means death." That night, Seung-ho found Ada in the library, curled up with a novel. She looked up, saw his expression, and set the book aside. "What's wrong?" He knelt before her, taking her hands. His fingers trembled. "Marry me." She blinked.
What?
"I know it's fast. I know we've only truly been together a short time. But I've never been more certain." His thumb stroked her knuckles. "Marry me, Ada. Let me protect you with my name, my power, my empire. Be my wife." Tears filled her eyes. "Seung-ho, if it's too soon, I'll wait. But I need you to know. I'm asking because I love you. Because you're the only light in my dark world, and I want you bound to me in every way." "Yes," she whispered.
Yes.
"I'll marry you." The ring appeared from his pocket, a massive diamond flanked by smaller stones, clearly chosen weeks ago. He slid it on with shaking hands. "You've been carrying this since the night in the office. The night you gave me back my life." He kissed the ring, then her finger, then her lips, slow, reverent, sealing the promise. They made love on the library floor, blankets pulled from the sofa, every touch a vow. Afterward, tangled and breathless, he confessed into her hair. "I've done terrible things.
Killed.
Destroyed lives. I don't deserve you." "Maybe not," she turned to face him. "But you have me anyway. All of me. Then I'll spend forever becoming the man you see in me." The next morning brought a package. Photos of Ada from years ago, leaving her old apartment in Nigeria, young and hopeful. A note. She abandoned her family. "What makes you think she won't abandon you?" Ada stared at the images, tears streaming. "I left them," she whispered. "They needed me, and I came to Europe chasing a better life." "What if the note's right?" Seung-ho tilted her face up. You left to survive.
To build something.
There's no shame in that. But my family, we'll bring them here. Set them up. You'll take care of them now. He wiped her tears. You're not abandoning anyone. Least of all me. His eyes turned lethal. Someone's trying to break us. They'll fail. Because I'll find who sent this. And end them. By afternoon, Intel pointed to Kang Soo-jin, a rival queen who'd wanted Seung-ho for years. Alliance.
Power. His bed.
He'd refused her every time. Now jealousy had turned her venomous. She's planning something bigger, Kim Tae-sung reported. Hired foreign mercenaries. Targeting Miss Okeke. Seung-ho's jaw clenched. Triple security. No one gets near her. That evening, as they dined in the penthouse, lights cut out. Emergency generators failed. Darkness swallowed everything. Stay behind me, Seung-ho commanded, gun already in hand. Gunfire erupted. Muzzle flashes lit the chaos, black-clad men rappelling through windows. Seung-ho moved like death itself, shielding Ada with his body, eliminating threats with lethal grace. He took a bullet to the shoulder without flinching, broke a man's neck with bare hands. Then a blow to Ada's head, darkness. She woke in a concrete room, wrists bound to a chair. Kang Soo-jin sat across from her, stunning, poisonous. So you're the one who broke his curse, Soo-jin mused, voice silk over steel. I tried for years. Offered him everything. He looked through me. Then you, a soft, ordinary woman, walk in and fix him. Let me go. I will. After I've broken you. Soo-jin leaned closer. Do you know what it's like wanting someone who doesn't want you back? Then watching him become human for you. You can't force love.
No.
But I can destroy what he loves. A knife appeared. Cold steel pressed to Ada's cheek. When I'm done, he won't want you anymore. Ada closed her eyes, thinking of Seung-ho's face, his devotion. Then the wall exploded. Seung-ho stormed through the debris like a demon, bloodied, furious, unstoppable. His eyes found Ada's, relief cracking his mask for a split second. Soo-jin, he said quietly, step away from her. Or what? You'll kill me? She pressed the knife harder, drawing blood. Seung-ho moved, faster than thought. One moment the knife was at Ada's face. The next, Soo-jin was on the floor, his foot on her throat. You had one chance to walk away, he said, voice empty. You wasted it. Kill me, Soo-jin spat. But others will come. She's your weakness now. Everyone sees it. Then let them come. Pressure increased. I'll slaughter every soul who thinks about touching her. I'll burn this city to ash first. He didn't kill her. Had her dragged away for imprisonment, a fate worse than death in their world. Then he turned to Ada, gentleness flooding back as he freed her. Are you hurt? Just a scratch. But her hands shook. Ada, she's right. I've made you a target forever. Don't. He pulled her against his chest. Don't suggest leaving. I won't survive it. No arguments. He tilted her face, thumb avoiding the cut. You're mine to protect. Mine to love. No matter what army comes. She nodded. He kissed her with desperate relief. The ride home was silent, his hand never leaving hers. In the penthouse, he carried her to the bathroom, set her on the counter, tended her wound with shaking hands. You were taken, he whispered, voice breaking. I couldn't breathe. But you found me. Not fast enough. Tears glistened in his eyes, his tears. That blade touched you, because I failed. You saved me. She cupped his face. You always save me. He pressed his forehead to hers. I can't lose you. I won't survive it. Then you never will. She kissed him softly. I'm not going anywhere. He made love to her there, slow, desperate, worshipping every inch as if memorizing her. Afterward, in the bathtub, arms wrapped protectively around her. We're getting married tomorrow. Tomorrow? I'm not waiting. Not giving enemies time to regroup. Tomorrow you become my wife, untouchable. That's not romantic. I'll give you romance on our honeymoon. Tomorrow is about keeping you safe. The next morning, stylists flooded the penthouse. Designer gowns, jewelry, makeup. Ada stepped into a white dress that hugged her curves perfectly. This is insane, she laughed. Necessary. Seung-ho appeared in a black suit, stealing her breath. And you look like me forever. The ceremony was small, trusted allies a judge. Vows exchanged with the Milan skyline as witness. When pronounced married, Seung-ho kissed her like the world was ending. Deep, consuming, until guests coughed awkwardly.
He didn't care.
Mine, he murmured against her lips. Finally.
Legally.
Completely. So possessive. You knew what you married.
She had.
And she loved it. That evening, preparing for a secure honeymoon, Kim Tae-sung arrived. Soojin's network is crumbling. Most pledged loyalty to you. Holdouts handled. And her? Trial in our court. No daylight again. Seung-ho nodded. On the private plane, Ada curled against him. Where are we going? Private island. Maldives. Just us. Ocean. 2 weeks. Perfect. It will be, he kissed her temple. Because you're there. The island was paradise. White sand, crystal water, villa built for privacy. Seung-ho was different here. Lighter. He laughed freely. Smiled without shadows. They made love on the beach at sunset, in the pool at midnight, slow and unhurried. I could stay forever, Ada sighed one evening, watching the horizon. Say the word. I'll make it happen. You give up your empire? Without hesitation. You're worth more than power. I wouldn't ask that. I know. He turned her to him. Which is why I love you more every day. But paradise ended. On the final night, his phone rang. His face turned to granite. We need to go back.
Now.
What happened? Eun-ji was attacked.
She survived.
But it's a message. Soojin had accomplices. They're coming for everyone I love. Fear gripped Ada. Then we fight.
No.
I'm getting you somewhere safe. Somewhere even they can't reach. No, she grabbed his arms. We're married now. We face this together. Ada. Together or I'll follow you unprotected. He groaned, pulling her close. You'll make me gray early. Probably. But you'll never be bored. Back in Milan, war raged. Coordinated attacks across territories. Buildings burned. Men died. Seung-ho moved Ada to the underground bunker beneath headquarters. She hated it, locked away while he fought. I'll come back, he promised, kissing her fiercely. I swear on my life. You better, because if you die, I'll kill you myself. He smiled against her lips. There's my fierce wife. 3 days of silence. Ada tracked secure channels, watching him dismantle enemies with terrifying efficiency. On the 4th day, the bunker door opened. Seung-ho stood there, bloodied, limping alive. She flew into his arms. It's over, he rasped. Every last one. Dead or imprisoned. She sobbed into his neck. You're hurt. Superficial. He cupped her face, wiping tears. But I learned something. Soojin was backed by an international syndicate. They want my territory, and they know about you. His eyes turned fierce. We can't stay in Milan. I'm taking you somewhere they'll never find us. Where? Nigeria. The decision was swift. He'd run the empire remotely through lieutenants. Establish a new base in Lagos. Within a week, they relocated. Seung-ho bought a fortified compound outside the city. Hired local security. Began building alliances. Ada reconnected with her family. Introducing Seung-ho. Powerful, dangerous, utterly devoted. Her mother watched him watch Ada. He loves you very much. He does. Ada smiled, watching him attempt Igbo phrases with her siblings. Almost too much. No such thing, daughter. Especially in his world. Months passed. Seung-ho's reputation spread. The Korean boss who burned Milan to protect his wife. Respect followed. They built a life, real, grounded. One morning, Ada woke nauseous. Seung-ho found her in the bathroom, pale. I'm calling the doctor. Wait. Realization dawned. How long have we been married? 7 months. She smiled through tears. I think I'm pregnant. He froze, then sank to his knees, hands trembling over her stomach. Pregnant, he whispered. Our child. I think so. He kissed her breathless, tears streaming.
A baby.
Nia, I never thought. We're having a baby. Confirmed that afternoon. But the doctor added, Mrs. G, I'm seeing 3 heartbeats. Triplets. Ada nearly fainted. Seung-ho looked shell-shocked, then ecstatic. 3, he repeated. 3 babies. Are you okay with that? Okay. He laughed, joy bright. You gave me life, love, and now 3 children. You're my everything. Hey, besties, the heat is rising, the danger is peaking, and the family drama is just beginning. If you're screaming, crying, or obsessed right now, comment below. I read every single one. Like, share with your friends who love possessive alphas, and subscribe with notifications on. What happens next will leave you speechless, and it's the emotional, steamy, explosive finale you've been waiting for. You won't believe how it ends. The pregnancy was anything but easy. Carrying triplets drained Ada every day. Exhaustion settled into her bones. Swollen feet. Endless nausea. Mood swings that left her crying over spilled water one moment and laughing the next. But Ji Seung-ho was extraordinary. He hovered constantly, water glasses appearing before she asked, pillows fluffed, feet massaged without complaint. At 2 a.m. cravings, he drove through Lagos traffic himself for suya or plantain chips. You don't have to do everything, Ada told him one night, propped up in bed while he knelt at her feet. Yes, I do. His hands gentle on her swollen belly. You're carrying my children, suffering for us. The least I can do is serve you. It's not suffering, it's us. Then let me take care of us. He read to her stomach every night, Korean folktales one evening, Igbo proverbs the next. Felt the baby's kick and whispered promises in 2 languages. One night, doubt crept in. What if I'm a terrible father? He admitted, head on her lap. I've only ever known violence. Built everything on blood. You won't be. She threaded fingers through his hair. You'll teach them strength, protection, love, the fierce kind. I'll be better for them, I swear. 2 weeks before the due date, danger returned. Intel, the international syndicate, had located them. Attack imminent. Seung-ho fortified the compound like a fortress. Tripled guards. Barely slept. But stress hit Ada hard. The doctor warned, too much tension could trigger early labor. She needs calm. How can I be calm? Seung-ho snarled. When they want to hurt her? By trusting your men. And focusing on your family. He tried. Spent days reading, talking to the babies, holding Ada like she was glass. The attack came at dawn. Explosions rocked the compound. Seung-ho burst into the bedroom, gathering Ada despite her size. We're leaving.
Now.
I can't, the babies. That's why we're going to the hospital. My men will hold them off. He carried her through gunfire, shielding her body with his. Bullets pinged off the armored car. At the private hospital, he refused to leave her side. Contractions had started, from stress, from fear. Go, she urged between pains. Your men need you. They'll manage. He gripped her hand. You need me more. I won't miss this. Seung-ho. My empire can burn, but I will be here when our children are born. Tears mixed with sweat on her face. I love you so much. Not half as much as I love you. Labor lasted 14 grueling hours. Complications with triplets, monitors beeping, doctors rushing. Seung-ho never wavered. Held her hand. Whispered encouragement. You're so strong, he murmured, wiping her brow. My warrior. I can't. You can. You've survived everything my world threw at you. You can do this. First came Hyun, tiny, perfect, lungs powerful. Then Minjun, quieter, but strong. Finally Suwa, the smallest, but fiercest cry. Seung-ho cut each cord with shaking hands, tears streaming freely. They're perfect, he breathed, watching them placed on Ada's chest. We made them. Together, she whispered, exhausted, radiant.
Together.
He kissed her forehead. Thank you. For everything.